we've divided the bottlings into essentially 4 categories. We have the what we call mood malts. They're whiskies that we've designed specifically for a usage at a certain time of day, just as you would with wine. So we have the 10-year-old or the rocks here, which we use as an aperitif style. So by selecting barrels for vivacity and freshness, we've created a bottling which goes really well with water. If you want to put water or even ice, if you want to put ice with it. For drinking pre-dinner, sort of at the end of the day when you get home from work and you want something which is a little bit more fresh and vibrant. And then we produce the 15-year-old, which is more mellow, it's richer. It's the Sunday afternoon dram. It's, when you're sort of watching the game on TV and you want something mellow and richer and rounder. So by selecting barrels which have some richness to them and some sweetness, we're able to create that. And then a 17-year-old as a digestif and a 20-year-old as a sort of nightcap. It's completely selfish. Sort of on my own in an armchair, children off to bed, and it's sort of very sort of selfish bottling. You don't share it with anybody, and yeah, sure, you can drink them whenever you want, but that's what we had in mind. And when you actually drink them in those environments, in those moods, they sort of come to life, really come to life. And of course, inevitably, the run of casks that we've got may not be able to keep that going for very long. In which case, we say, fine, okay, like this is the 15-year-old. It's the second edition of it, because we ran out of 15-year-old sherry butts for that purpose. So we looked elsewhere for that richness to give us that mellow yellow flavour. And in this instance, we used barrels that came from Chateau Yquem. So European oak, not American oak. Sweetness from grapes as opposed to from sherry grapes, and a yellower colour rather than golden brown.
Yeah.
So
the consumer is alerted to the fact.
Yeah, exactly. Hands up. Oh, there
exactly.
we go. And sometimes we do it just because we can, just to be bloody minded. And in some cases, like the 17, we haven't changed the 17 since we started. It's still 100% American oak, and that gives you a real mind. Use that word. It gives you. It's done to be very, very complex, because if you have dinner and you've got lots of flavors going on in your palate, and wine, whiskey, all this, you need something that's going to cut through, and so therefore you need something different to an aperitif or to a nightcap dram. You want something that's going to cut through, that's going to stimulate your brain.
Yeah.
And so you need a very different flavor. The nightcap, on the other hand, is rich and mellow, and the 20-year-old we've had. It started this idea of editions. It started with the 20-year-old because it won all those prizes. Best whiskey in the world. All this sort of. We're really, really pleased with that. Fantastic. And it all ran out, and we didn't have any left. So we had to wait 4 years until the clock ticked, and we had some more 20-year-old Bruichladdich, but it's a different vintage. And of course the industry says that vintages make no difference. Well, that's bollocks. Of course they do. And here we had the proof. We had 2 20-year-old Bruichladdich 4 years apart, and they're as different as chalk and cheese.
Really, yeah.
So what do? You put it in a bottle, 20-year-old Bruichladdich, fantastic tasting notes, unbelievable, and go, here it is, again, knowing full well that it's not the same thing. Or do you, hands up, this isn't the same thing. This is different. And that's what we did. We stuck on the thing that's 20-year-old second edition.